the 76ers, they won't stop making moves. They won't stop making noise as the Sixers offer Ben Simmons 5 years, $170 million. That's right, they offer him 5 years, $170, according to Woj. Interesting. There's a lot of lovers in this city. There's a lot of haters in this city. Boy, is this going to get fun. On top of that, you have Al Horford and his contract situation. Ooh, to the public eye, it looked like we had more money to spend in free agency, but Philly Voice is stating that we don't, and we have just above $2 million, which is going to change how we attack this bench. Let's discuss. First, we will go with Ben Simmons. 5 years, $170 million. Whether you love Ben, whether you are a huge fan of Ben Simmons, or whether you despise him and thinks he stinks, this was obvious. This was clear as day that the 76ers were going to make a move and sign this guy. It makes sense to do it now, get it over with. There should be no playing around. The 76ers believe in this guy, and that was also very, very obvious that they believed in this kid to grow. You draft him number 1 overall, you expect this kid to be a franchise player throughout his career. You sign him as a restricted free agent, you get him with a contract you love, and you just move forward. So when you build this roster throughout the next few years, you already know, you have the blueprint of what you're spending on this guy, so you can build the bench around him, so you can build the roster around that. You just get it over with completely. Now, I've been on the record, I've been a big Ben Simmons believer. I love the fact that he could defend 1 through 5. I love the fact that he's 6'10" at the point guard position. You can't take the ball out of his hands because he is useless. But I've also been on the record stating that if he didn't come in willing to take jump shots, I would trade this guy. I don't think the Sixers believe that. I believe the Sixers know, and maybe not know. I believe the Sixers think Ben Simmons will develop into the highest ceiling possible. Because if he can get to the highest ceiling possible, are we not talking about one of the dominant players in this league? We absolutely are. So they're betting on it. They're betting on Ben Simmons to develop. I know it's not just going to happen overnight. I understand he's not going to come in next year and just popping shots all the time, but I need to see a willingness to square his body up to the basket, elevate, and shoot the basketball. I just need to see willingness from 5 feet. It'll eventually start moving out. It does not happen overnight. I need to see growth when it comes to shooting. He had that Instagram post the other day where he was sweating, his shirt was off, he was taking jump shots. Fine, whatever, post as much as you want. I need to see that actually happen. I'm a Ben Simmons believer. I'm a fan of the Sixers getting the offer out there because, there were rumors saying this kid's an LA kid, he's not a Philadelphia kid, he's not going to like it here, he's going to go join LeBron. I mean, we heard that for how long? Ben Simmons is such a unique athlete when it comes to Philadelphia because he has this skill set, he has the trajectory to be this elite star in this league, but everyone hates him because of his flaw of not shooting. It is a weird dynamic, and I've never seen anything like it. It is very unique and one of its own, really. It's wild, but Ben Simmons has the trajectory to be this special player, and I'm a fan of, even though he frustrates the hell out of me at times, even though I get really worked up about Ben because I know how good he can be, it makes sense to sign this kid with the Sixers, give him his extension. It's wild to think about how much money this guy's really going to make throughout his career if he's going to land contracts like this. He's 22 years old. He's turning 23 years old, and he's already landing a 5-year 170, and that's just his NBA contract. It doesn't even count the Nike stuff and everything else that he has. Mind-blowing. By the end of his NBA contracts, he will be making an absurd amount of money. Just absurd for me to even think about. But when it comes to the 76ers, I want to know how you feel. Are you okay with giving him the extension now? Would you want to wait? I don't understand the wait part of it. If you are inside the front office, it's obvious you believe in this kid. It's obvious you are going to grow with this kid. He's going to be the future of your franchise, the future of your organization, the future of the 76ers. Why wouldn't you extend him, make him happy, Like, why wouldn't you do that right now? Why wait? What's the point? What's the benefit of waiting over getting it done right now and not having to worry about it? It takes a lot of stress off. And realistically, as much as we bash him and it's tough to watch at times and we get frustrated because he has the high skill set and he can be a very, very successful player in this league, just think of it as if you put Ben Simmons on the trade deadline or the trading block, how many people will go after him? How many teams are going to try and acquire him? Let's be real. Maybe all of them. All of them would have interest. Now, of course, money situation would kill some teams' chances, but overall, everyone would want this kid, and that says a lot. It says a lot. Signing him makes total sense. I'm a fan. You get it over with. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Now, let's talk about Al Horford, because it was discussed that we had about $7 million plus to work with when it comes to the salary cap. Well, it looks like because the total deal was $109 million for Al Horford, 97 of it was the contract, and then $12 million in championship bonuses. And the way it actually played out, according to Philly Voice, is we only have just over $2 million, and that crushes everything. You can't look at players like Danny Green. We're going to have, once again, a really tough bench, and this is when I look at what we did in the draft and get a little disappointed because we had an opportunity to land more guys than we actually did. We got Matisse Thybulle. I understand that's what we're working with now, and I'm totally okay with it, and I'm not going to keep crying about what we did in the draft forever, but this is why, because we need more players, and I know they're young, and Elton Brand stating that we're not going to win championships with young players in the draft. Well, we don't have any players right now, and we don't have money to sign players. I know that we have the vet minimum guys, but it couldn't have hurt to come out with other players, especially shooters. That's why Ty Jerome was big on my list over Matisse Thybulle. Carson Edwards would have been there as well in the second round to take a flyer on. We're going to have problems with backup point guard, and we're going to have problems with shooting. So that's why I look at what we had as a chance in the draft that we didn't land, and I get a little frustrated with it. But with the end of it, we have Zhaire Smith and Matisse Thybulle, two defenders off the bench that we're going to have to throw them into minutes, because right now we just don't have that option. We're going to have to look at veteran minimum situations, and we have $2 million. So I don't know what we're going to be able to play with. Some fans are upset with Elton Brand because the Al Horford contract was big. The Tobias Harris contract was big, and they're saying, well, I don't know if Elton Brand knows how to use money. Here's the thing. Look at Chris Middleton. What did he get paid? That was going rate for Tobias Harris, whether you like it or not. And we couldn't afford to lose him and Jimmy Butler. You go and get him. I mean, look around the league in free agency. Chris Middleton, how much did he make? He's the same style of Tobias Harris when it comes to where they are in max contract situations. Max contracts, right? I talked about this before. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, those players are worth it. Is Chris Middleton and Tobias Harris, are they worth max contracts? No, but that's the going rate for where they were in free agency. So I'm not knocking Elton Brand for that. This is just a situation where we're going to have to manage. It wasn't, I don't know if, this is the thing, I don't know if Elton Brand knew this the whole way and the public was just in a different situation. It was perceived to the public differently, or Elton Brand is now figuring out that we don't have that $7+ million. I think it broke down as the public was just perceived that it was perceived a different way. Elton had to have known this was the situation when he signed Al Horford to that contract. I don't believe this was a Lakers problem where they didn't know if they didn't get the trade done on time, then they would lose money and have to beg Anthony Davis to waive his $4 million clause and all. I don't believe it was to that extent whatsoever. So like I said, the Sixers news, it's just continuing to go. There's so much more conversation to be had, and I'm pumped to continue to have it because 76ers basketball is something right now. They're making a big splash when it comes to talk around the city. Everyone is excited for this team for the most part. I know there are some fans that hated the move and despised the Al Horford thing, but all around, it's a solid move, and I'm pumped for it. Ben Simmons being signed, I'm all in for it. It helps this basketball team moving forward. It takes a monkey off the back, if you will, having to worry about it. Now, it's technically not even accepted yet when I record this. It was offered, but from everything I'm reading, they're just working out some minor little kinks involved throughout. All the little things, not so much the overall big picture. So I would assume Ben Simmons is going to accept this contract offer, of course, because it's an obnoxious amount of money. And it's just wild to think about how many more max contracts he's going to probably get throughout his career, understanding his age right now. Mind blown. I want to hear your thoughts, though. Hear your thoughts on both of these situations, because the bench is going to be a problem. The bench is going to be a problem, and now we have less money to work with on top of, this Ben Simmons thing. I want to hear your thoughts. To me, it's a no-brainer. Get him when you can. Even though I've been on the record stating he frustrates me and he's pissed me off, I know what his ceiling is, and at this point you need to bet on he will get to his ceiling. When he's been the leader of this team, take a look where we've been the last few years with Ben Simmons. We've been in good positions. Now, have we been in trouble because of some of his flaws throughout the playoffs? Yes, there's no denying that. But you're betting that those flaws will be fixed throughout his career. That's what it is. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.